3, ready to kick things off right here in the studio for the last match of the day as well. We're looking at Vertigo first, then on to Nuke, and then Inferno should we need it. So go ahead and get ready, Twitch chat. I know you've been ready for this one. I know that you want to see a pistol round. Well, guess what? That's what I've got for you right now.
Yes, indeed, Trace and Vertigo is where we're kicking off this series. That's what we love. No flat maps today, apart from the final. That is Inferno. But when we get there is the question we have in mind. NIP prepared for this matchup according to the interview. We'll have to see if that pudding is all full of proof, like usual. Rez, he has found a kill down mid. It's a trade. Heavy setup for Vitality, and they're fighting tooth and nail to keep this position. Team Dinks don't matter. Letcrow's double down, and NIP have a huge advantage.
Yeah, if you missed NIP's debut here in the Pro League, you would have missed that they are a terrifying Vertigo team. RPK, now the only man left standing in this pistol round, and he's got a down to the 1v1. This should have always been an NIP round, but RPK just might try and steal it away, and he has over towards the A-bomb, or over towards the B-bomb site, rather. Locks it down. RPK, the tank arrives when needed. The cavalry are in.
Tank. NIP definitely getting ahead of themselves there. I feel like if they stopped for a moment and just thought, okay, right, where's this last player going to be? They realized that the one position they hadn't cleared out was B. Obviously, you know, they hadn't gone A either, but they got so many kills in mid coming out of that elevator. You know your B anchor is still going to be inside of the site, but obviously hindsight here. And NIP, they are going to be kicking themselves for losing that pistol round. Some great shots from Letcrow. And they're still feeling confident at least. The force has come through in round number 2. We've got a double setup down on B, Apex spotting with RPK playing on the stairwell, and he's about to see someone as well. Damage done to the likes of Rez. Second man with the AK, the one rifle NIP have to play with in this round. Has to be very careful not to lose it behind enemy lines.
Plopsky very low AK in hand, and now at least the slow up has started for Nip. They can't get too aggressive here. They don't want to be punished for this, knowing that those SMGs are just waiting potentially on around every corner that they pass by. A little bit of a B push here too. RPK going to be the front man here, the point man, as they push through B, look towards what used to be towards the forklift room. A lot of map control here too for RPK. He knows. He has to know that there are no Team Vitality players here.
Now, these smoke walls can get so annoying for CTs who are often forced into retake situations. Shox is seriously helped out, though, by getting that kill on the flank, and he's actually not even going to commit. He's just going to wait for his teammate to come in on rotation. RPK does, and it drops a bomb planter as well. There's a trade from Nork, but he can't hold the line, and Plopsky, well, his end of his time, it's Vitality taking a second round here. I like the patience on Shox' retaking there. Waits for RPK to come up from behind. You know, those A-side smokes can get very, very messy when it comes down to the retakes, but Vitality find the 2-0 early on. NIP, another bomb plant and 3 kills. It's tempting to force, but I wonder if they'll just take a PT-50 round and get guns in the next. Would be the safer option of the two, but how risky are they feeling? Hey. They're going for it.
Yeah, it's ballsy. But they're going to throw it in here.
Plopsky can get AK armor. There it is. Ooh.
Hang on.
Debating with utility. Oh, okay.
Gets the Galil. But a double Krieg between Rez and Letcrow. That's pretty lit.
It's lit.
It's lit. You knew it had to be done. I'm sorry, someone had to do it right.
I would love to see maybe Rez and Plopsky swap these guns around. Maybe. Just because he doesn't have the head armor. And up against all these CT guns, but more so these 3 SMGs, the last thing you want to do is gift over a Krieg to an SMG player in a round where, you know, you've put everything into this on the NIP side. They're stacked up down towards bottom ramp. Zywoo and Shox are both here. Zywoo. Nearly. Not quite, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, good night, Shox, mate.
They surely won't be ready for a second man, though.
At least they're not expecting Zywoo here, and he is able to keep it in the advantage of Vitality. Plopsky gets the trade, though. 3 versus 3. This is great for Nip, right? They've lost these... sure, they lose a scout and a deagle player, but they're going to take this trade all day long. Whoa. Apex Well, he does get one. Rez is quick on the trade, and so now we're still in this 2-on-2, still even odds.
Yeah, really smart boost there for Vitality. RPK throwing Apex over mid completely catches NIP off guard. And in this slow mid round where NIP are just sitting in the middle, that's exactly what Vitality need. It's a trade though. And again, comes down to these two guns that we talked about, Harry. Moving, sneaking, 15 seconds. They've got to get this kill at the back of the B site. RPK, he can just hide, he can stall. They can try and plant away from him, but they need to try and cover that frag. There it is. Popsky gets it. Plant can come through just about, but Mizuta, a long rotation, full utility, no kit, and a 1-on-2. Oh. Goodbye.
Adios. Buenos noches. Good night.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
There we go. That's pretty good. We are set up with a Ninjas round, and ultimately not a lot to work with over on the Vitality side just yet. It's looking like pistols. So, with that in consideration, this is Vertigo, so I guess, in theory, anything is possible.
Yeah, this is a full eco from Vitality. RPK's on 14, so, you know, really got to swallow a bitter pill in this one. Not fun. Zywoo has a P250. There's a Deeg on Apex, or sorry, there was a Deeg on Apex, but Nork has taken down nice and early on in that B bomb site. And that's where Vitality have heavy numbers, but again, with limited weaponry, this should not be a problem for NIP to find a clean round here. Lots of Galils, lots of Kriegs, and a second just coming up. This is the value of forcing here for NIP when you get damage in those eco rounds or those force rounds, but you don't necessarily win them. It's really paid off well for the Ninjas as Zywoo is left alone, too far away to stop this bomb from going down.
Yeah, I love the aggressive force buys from NIP, right? And you're bang on, Hugo. It's a big risk to take, and it's one that we've seen teams take in the Pro League thus far. When it works, you're left feeling great. You look like a genius. When it doesn't, you're left red-faced and embarrassed and down 5-0. So NIP, they're going to take this all day long. This is a flawless round as well. They haven't let these pistols get away with anything. This isn't like Team Vitality when they headed into these kind of anti-eco rounds where the partially bought or full bought players for NIP rather were able to get a hell of a lot done. Here for Vitality with no armor behind it, nothing found. NIP, 5 players still alive. They posted themselves up brilliantly early on here. Zywoo gives it an attempt at the very, very end. Just looking to do damage, obviously, right? It's 2-2. Vitality will be back in with a buy. It was a bit mismatched in terms of the money, but it does support the AWP here as a bare minimum. That should be finding its way, I was going to say, into the hands of Zywoo, but they've elected to go for the double AWP here, split between Shox and the man in question.
Yeah, no armor on Zywoo, but still going to be versatile. NIP fast up towards A with one man, that's Nork. He's got his teammates supporting, watching for the ramp side peak. Plopsky, he's been so good at finding this B damage every single round, getting a kill. And RPK has gone straight away. He was a man with the least in this round, though, so is there going to be a trade attempt? Push potentially by Apex as he peeks in towards B. That's a good angle, but Plopsky's so quick with that Krieg, a second frag, and at Vitality, they might just have to give up B. No one's taking it for NIP. They're still walking into this double AWP setup. It could get a little bit dicey here as this is the pistol round all over. Remember that 3-on-1? They committed to RPK and he took that round away. Will this be the same problem here for NIP? Because if they just walked B now, they'd win the round. Of course, as soon as they see the AWP, I imagine they'll double back. But it might be too late. Ooh. It's a stalemate.
Yeah, Masuta, while he knows there's players here, is he ready for quite as many? Well, he certainly feels like it. Masuta shut down absolutely everyone for NIP over here at the A side of the map. Lecro now alone. Coming in through mid, and Team Vitality, they're one step ahead. They kind of already are expecting this. They know that they've given it up. They've got the bomb. Can Lecro do anything here in this 1v3?
Eyes on the prize. 1v3, doesn't know that there's a player. Sandbag somehow escapes the wrath of the Hawk, gets himself another kill. But Shox will be there to end what could have turned into a nightmare for the side of Vitality. That got really close.
Well, yeah, a nightmare for the side of NIP in this one. What a weird one. They just seem so dedicated to their initial plan and never even considered going back. There were 3 players standing here on ramp, and they were making so much noise, man. They were just running back and forth, throwing grenades, not really holding. Mizuta, as soon as he gets that first kill on the player that's actually watching towards the site, he's just able to clean up 2 more, and that's a round. So, yeah, I mean, NIP, I would have loved to see Plopsky go into the B site, even if he, you know, were to, you know, call for a teammate and go in and just trade another kill. Because he does all the heavy lifting, he clears B, and that site is so hard to retake, especially with the double orb. And NIP, they can't afford to just commit to whatever the initial plan is if things change inside of the round. Weird couple of ones here for the Ninjas, but it's early days, and still 2 T-side rounds on Vertigo. They can break the money here from Vitality, who came down to the 1-on-1 in the previous round, only getting away with that single orb that is now in the hands of ZywOo. He was, of course, able to get the first kill for Vitality in that previous round on this same position. So looking for it again, as once again, NIP make noise up on this A site.
Yeah, ZywOo. Over here, short side, just might be about to have a couple of players try and test him. They've gone up through the ramp. Now actually falling back. They'll hear that smoke that they just throw in. Make contact with someone from Team Vitality. ZywOo and Shox, they're starting to aggress, and they might have just timed this aggression well. They get the information that there's nobody here for NIP, and so now the jig is somewhat up. RPK's calling, yeah, no, you guys are right, there's no one at A, because they're here, they're inside of B, and RPK almost in with 3 before he gets shut down. Not quite able to get that 3rd kill. Plopsky gets the trade. But Shox now arriving on this wrap round. That's going to be Nork removed. And a 2-on-2. Can they deal with ZywOo, who arrives now towards the generators?
Oh, if Plopsky can get into safety, that would be so important. His teammates tag. Luckily, he's going to be able to get him swiveling out ZywOo on the gens. It looked for a second that Shox backed up to allow ZywOo to get in close, but he misses a couple of shots, and that's the round done for Vitality. Close retake, and a nice bit of aggression from Vitality in the mid-round. They get the info. It's just a second or two too late, and IP threw in fake smokes towards that A site, and that managed to buy just enough time to get the bomb plant down on B after RPK was traded.
Well, ZywOo now knows that there's players keeping an eye on this ramp progression in this round. NIP, this time they're going to try and pressure the B-bomb site a little bit faster than they have in previous rounds. Plopsky's here. They know that there's not really any money on the Vitality side. Nip likely just going to try and group all 5 players up and hit one of these sites, and that will be over here towards A. Got all these long sight lines where you're going to feel very, very comfortable with the Kriegs. And hopefully where you're able to stop these pistols getting away with too much. ZywOo, we're flying over. We've got this from the drone perspective. Now actually has to fall on back. Concedes the bomb site. NIP move in immediately before the tendency of ZywOo's even run out. Oh, they try and go through the smoke. The flashes are good, and NIP were blind briefly, but they're not blind now, that's for sure. Lecker even tried to get a 3rd one tap in at the end there through the smoke. He did actually tag Apex down to 72, but it wasn't enough to get the kill. Regardless, that was just style points. It's a 4th round for NIP as they quell this this partial investment cleanly once again, and that's been the real difference. You know, if you want to look at it early on when we saw those kind of anti-eco, even though they weren't eco rounds from NIP, right? The conversions on the back of the pistol, Team Vitality lost a lot of players in those, and so their money has just kind of been in a pretty rough spot ever since then. Nip, from dealing with it well, they've built up money now on this T side.
Yeah, and the scary part is as well, you know how good NIP are on the CT side of this map. They have so many A retake protocols and some really, really nice smokes for it as well. So yeah, if Vitality don't get a decent CT side, they are going to have their work cut out for them in that second half. Unfortunately, like you said, Harry, the money issues, they really dig you deep into a hole. And a hole that Vitality is still trying to climb out of. More pistols and a likely 5th round. This MAC-10 from Nork is just running towards B, getting early control, making sure that the stairs aren't being controlled. Vitality have been very keen at taking the B, I was going to say Hall stairwell rather. Popsky not allowing them this time. We might see a smoke execute here from NIP, but it's not a commitment. They're just throwing grenades. They're trying to keep Vitality in this position, wait for rotations on the other side of the map. Rez and Twister holding up towards A. We've got a boost up. This could be nice. Could spot a player. Oh, hello. Bit of a tag, but Plopsky is so ready for it. And now he knows there's a second man inside of the site. Nork can clear it up. And that should be a 5th round here for the NIP side.
I love the idea of that boost, though. It does give a lot of variety and a lot of different looks that you can have there. Yeah. However, you are so exposed for the majority of the time you're up there. Even if you have a smoke and there is a T coming up B ramp, it's still not going to end pretty if something were to go down like that. Either way, it's going to be a round for the Ninjas. 5-3, they find themselves above that of Team Vitality on the scoreboard currently.
Oh, Zyru, he was thinking about it. He was considering the glass cannon. It's not worked out for him too much. He's found a couple of kills with the AWP so far on this map, but going to stick safe with the rifle for now. Only now does Vitality's money start to get put back together, but even so, it's not the full buy. It's not everything. It's at least rifles with utility, but no kits for those potential retakes. Would have to be a save if the bomb goes down. Shox is pushed down the ramp. Seen this position used before by Team Vitality. Will NIP be ready for it? That smoke's about to fade, and the flash goes through. Great flash. Shox follows up on it. Rez gonna go down, and he can just bail out of this one. Twist is holding with the AWP passively, and Vitality is just gonna get out with an advantage.
The alarm bells start ringing a bit now, though, for NIP, right? Not only have they lost the man early on, but they've lost this ramp room, at least as far as they know. And so what this means is they've got to spend a little bit of time at least showing some presence here again. That's why we just had Twist firing off some shots. They might even have to go back and kind of clear it out entirely, because you don't want to have Vitality with someone that deep. And while we know there isn't, NIP certainly don't. You know, you don't want to give Vitality all this information to rotate off of, especially on a map like Vertigo, where the rotations really do kind of make or break this this game. And so much of this map is just sneaking.
Oh.
So any player that you have in the front line is so valuable. Nobody in that position now for Vitality, though. They've fallen away from ramp. They've given it up, and that's because NIP have started to show their hand out in middle. Nades going in towards the B-bomb site, and RPK. He'll be blinded, dealt with, mopped up. Apex is still alive and still looking to be a danger, but not quite able to be dangerous enough to deal with Plopsky. Masuta, oh, he was trying to go for the long sneak, trying to play the trigger discipline, but you're not getting past Twist. He's got his eye fixated on the back of that smoke. NIP 6-3, and this T side set to only get better.
Could have been a 3K there for Masuta with a player low in the left corner of the smoke, and you know, almost a lineup as well, but just not going to quite be the case. NIP looking clean. Twist with the AWP as well. Very, very fast shots. And Letcro is so good with the Krieg. We see him go up mid, finding one taps, killing CT anchor players here for Vitality. And they're going to have to call out a tactical timeout because, again, the money isn't there. NIP making every round expensive. A potential 7th gifted to them as Vitality are down to Eco. Yeah, I mean, that series, Vitality managed a 2-0 NIP, if I remember correctly, in Katowice. So, same maps as this one, Nuke and Vertigo. But that was some time ago now, Trace. And NIP, they've clearly been putting in the work. They've clearly been honing their craft.
Certainly have. A little more well-drilled. Slightly oiled, perhaps.
You Americans love that.
Drilled and oiled.
No, just oil.
Oh, well, you have to drill first.
Yeah,
so
combination.
Well, no one's more well-drilled, if perhaps more oiled than the US Air Force. The guy's bringing us this tactical timeout.
Sure, man.
You said it.
So, I have gotten the call here from the overlords that are the production and or league ops that says RPK has a little bit of a high ping, and that's why things have been put on a little bit of a pause here. Certainly that could work to their advantage, considering right now NIP are starting to run away with this. Beginning at best of 3, we got Vertigo, Nuke, Inferno. You can see in the top right. if you'll notice just under the mini-map, it was the ninjas that picked this map. Hugo, you're saying they're more drilled, they look good. What else we got?
Well, you have to remember as well, that series when they played recently, of course, had Alex in, and that's not the case. Alex managed to drop 51 kills in that series. He was top of the entire server, actually, over both teams. So, yeah, not having him here could be the detriment to Vitality, at least in this game. Obviously, they're looking more to the long-term future with Masuta in this team. It's not all going to turn around in a short space of time, but for now, NIP are walking up towards A. This is a flashbang set by Apex to put Zaiwu in pole position. He might be able to find kills here with a P250. He's just got to time it right. Late enough that NIP are close. Not too late that they are up in his face, and he's the one forcing fights. But Electro dodges it and takes the kill instead. The smokes are down on the site, and NIP can plant.
They're going to get the plant, and they're going to hold. They're going to hold on tight. Vitality's just trying to come back in here with some deagles. But really, not a whole lot of room to run, is there, Harry?
No, and these smokes, right, they're just devastating, especially when you're on a buy like this. They'll last all round. Like, there's another one going in. Oh, it's horrible. Like, we've all been in Vitality's position, you know. Even in our pugs, we all hate it. And Vitality, no exception to that rule. That's the thing, like, usually, right, usually if you're Vitality going into that with a full buy, you've got players wrapping around from behind, you're kind of fighting elsewhere, you've got the utility to actually do something about that. You know, you can actually throw some of your own kind of counter utility and create all the smokes of your own to force NIP to be the ones to take the fight. But I think, you know, the reason why we see so many anti-eco rounds steer clear of that B bomb site isn't just because it's full of cubbies and hidey holes and horrible little gremlin positions, right? All the fantasy cast are in there. It's full out imagination land. But no, over at the A bomb site, with just a smoke throwing in consistently, you can keep these pistols out, and they're no threat to you. So investment back in for Vitality. Apex, he's kind of tired of sitting in the back line and having NIP be the ones to choose when and where these fights go down. He's opened this round up. Vitality, they might try and pressure into this ramp room once again.
Yeah, look at how much control Vitality have towards this A site. It's going to cost them in other areas, though. Will Lecro be able to take the middle as a rotation comes out of that position? Already with a push down ramp, we're seeing Apex go for the long rotate as well. Vitality predicting a B play here in this round, and they might be correct. Shox is looking for those bottom A players that are only now trying to feign a regain of control, throwing that smoke to allow them to get up towards short. They won't use it, though. They will walk back into B, which isn't stacked, surprisingly enough. Vitality double back out of the site, but they do have heavy mid-control, which enables quick rotations. Rotations which could save this in the retake. Mizuta has a kit, and RPK spotted players walking up towards B.
Oh, RPK's been very proficient at holding this down. And he's continuing that trend now, but it is still this 2v2 bomb on the back of Lecro. He'll hop in through the window, but whether or not they want to commit, we'll have to wait and see. Shox has come rotating in with this AWP. RPK tries to extend that fight. Both players were under window. There was always a chance they could have tried to throw someone up there. They've instead just grouped up inside of the bomb site. Shox sees the shadow, misses the flick, and Lecro's brought him down so low. Shox from the gens does deal with the first man.
There's a kit here as well, an elevator. Oh, there it is. It's been picked up. I thought he was going to run back towards mid and try and jump through window, but I guess the choke point isn't too favorable, and Nork heard it.
Big knock.
This has left Shox with very little time, though. Having to go back and grab that kit has now left him in the 1v1. Nork is, like, kind of wondering. He's got it down this close. Where on earth is he? Now he hears that bomb get tapped, and Shox is quick on the deagle. He's already off of it. Is there enough time, though? Yeah. I certainly think there is. Vitality, a 4th round on the board. Shox there from the generators, generating a tremendous amount of power from the bottom there in that 1v2. It's Team Vitality locking in a 4th round.
I always wonder if you know, know, in that situation, Nork knows where the bomb plant is. I don't, you know, he wasn't the one to get it down in the first place, but it's not planted for the stairs at all. It's a very bad post plant for this this kind of bomb plant, and you know, it's fine if Shox sticks it and you run up and kill him, but if Shox fakes it, well, that's exactly what happens. He can force the fight onto you and you're out of position in the open. So we see that happen a lot of times. Obviously, you know, they had to plant the bomb there because Shox was covering the site, but you'd like to think that they would take more apt post plants for that kind of situation. Did seem like a save, though, honestly, and that's probably what was going through Nork's mind with Shox running away. That was the intention.
You could tell even, like, he started peeking up the ramp before Shox was even, like, in a position to tap the bomb.
Yeah.
And I think that's because going through Nork's mind is, well, you know, he's just killed my teammate inside of the site. It's 1v1. There's no way he's saving. Surely he's there somewhere. And so he just went to peek for the info.
What a grimy spot by RPK right there. That was, I'm going to have to steal that one. Just gonna be honest.
Valve actually removed some of that red fencing from the CT spawn on this map because players would sit behind there in CT and you just couldn't see them. It's still on B though, it's still getting abused, as is Shox's skull. Rare's gonna blow a hole in it. Apex, nice trigger discipline, but will just take the kill and bail back. The Molotov keeps him short side though, so he keeps the SMG. ZywOo keeping up appearances as well as he finds 2 with the AWP. It's a clean round for Vitality, 3 alive. They deal with the men on the ramp, and that's 5 on the board. NIP, though, they've had very clean rifle rounds, and they will be able to continue to buy up until the end of this half.
Vitality trying to claw back into it. Right at the cusp where they need to be. Just a couple more rounds will certainly give them probably a much more desirable half as we do look towards the end of it.
Oh, A-Rush.
Yeah, but Vitality, they're trying something else. It looked like maybe they were going to try the mid-aggression because they'd moved 2 players away from A. One of those being Masuta, who's been kind of set up alongside ZywOo here whenever they've only had one of these AWPs in play. I was wondering if it was going to be the mid-aggression, like with Shox and Co just looking like they were going to run in, and this would have been the perfect time to attempt something like that. But on the back of this smoke, on the back of the footsteps, right, when you go up A ramp, you do give a lot of information the way of Vitality. They've had to abandon their efforts in mid. They even dismantled the boost. That is what they were doing over in middle. That's been taken down. And now NIP, looking like they want to try go in, and Lecro gives us the entries. Nork's dealt with ZywOo. Masuta will deal with 1 on his rotation back in from mid. Still alive, still a problem. Wow. And you can't forget about Masuta, as now he's brought it back into a 2v2, but in the blink of an eye, it now falls to RPK. All alone, has to finish what the new boy on the block started. The tank gearing up, getting started. Looking for Lecro, looking for the one player he knows should be stuck in the bomb site. But Lecro's not missing with the Krieg. He's a bit of a menace with this weapon.
Yeah, 17 and 7. After Masuta gets those 2 kills, I would have loved to seen him, you know, tuck in and wait for RPK to come out on rotation. Masuta had an almost full belt to utility, flash, molly, smoke. He could have really set RPK up in that round. He could have really, you know, won that 2-on-2, but just takes the immediate jump peek. And it feels, every time when you're on that boost, if the jump peek feels like a good idea, it rarely is. You often get punished for that kind of fight, especially from a sandbags player on either side. So yeah, Masuta, you know, giving RPK the 1-on-2, unfortunately not being able to close it, and now Vitality, they are once again broke. It's been the entire CT side for them on pistols, it feels, and none of them have gone their way. We haven't seen eco round wins for Vitality. We haven't seen anything really in these low economy rounds, and well, it's not to be surprised. You know, they haven't really got a lot to play with, and they are spreading out. You know, maybe some kind of mid push, some kind of flank would be a good idea on some of these rounds, but NIP holds such a strong default on anti-ecos. They don't let Vitality get behind enemy lines. So looking like a 9th round here for the Swedes, as the last 2 men of France look to do anything they can, but I think death is the only option.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, Shox was kind of saying about how he wanted to have responsibility, but not the responsibility of the whole team. And the way I'm kind of interpreting that from this Vertigo game is he's the man playing these swing positions a lot of the time. You know, he's been reinforcing mid, he's been holding over towards there, and he's in these positions where individually he has a lot of freedom. I'm not ready to call him a lurker. I don't think he's a lurker. I kind of hate the idea of there just being a dedicated guy sneaking around. That just doesn't exist. But he is someone who will be very mobile on this map, always switching things up. And so I think that's where his responsibility comes from, is having that freedom, having the ability to make his own decisions as to the impact he's going to find in these rounds. Now, early on, kill comes in from RPK. Obviously, he's been over towards this B-bomb site, just kind of dominating, and that's kept NIP at bay over towards this side of the map. 3 players grouped up down at bottom ramp. Twist. Ooh, they both miss. They both miss. Uncharacteristic for both of these AWPers.
Look like a little frightened. Heard some footsteps. Double ops going off. Get the hell out of there. This last run of the half, Twist is going to play a little bit more aggressively towards this A site. And Lecro's going to be there to help him out. Shox holding an angle here for Lecro. They're going to walk right into each other in a matter of moments. Meanwhile, from the other side of the map, Rez is going to be trying to grab the bomb.
Yeah, this is what I mean about, you know, commenting on Shox as a swing player. He's left mid, and he's actually traded that with Masuta, who's now gone back there. Zywoo and Apex both dropped out of the round. Those are some very notable names. Shox gets tagged, and they're going to hear that. He's brought down low. On the back of here in the tag, this means one of 2 things. Either he's fallen back and is just kind of further over on short, or he's actually crossed into the short side here. And Lecro is well aware this is a possibility. This is the spot that isn't wallbangable. It's the only little safe haven that you've got. And so he deals with Shox. They're still into a 2-on-2. RPK continuing this phenomenal game, but he is brought to his knees by Twist. Masuta put down as well. And NIP, they'll reach double digits to close out this first half. Nip, 5 rounds ahead. Vitality finding themselves on the back foot. This series is heating up. This first half
10-5 in the first half. As you can see, the Ninjas in Pajamas find themselves swimming in the riches of winning what is the first half of Vertigo. Things do get a little bit topsy-turvy here, and that is certainly what we're looking at as Vitality look to spin this one back around. With me, I do have Harry and Hugo, and they are doing a phenomenal job of telling you all about it, giving you the story that you deserve.
Wow. You've really painted us in a positive light. So don't set your expectations too high, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second half of this first map. NIP exhibit the second worst pistol rounds of the tournament, winning 4 of 12. I believe it. They threw away that 3v1 versus RPK over towards the B-bomb site in that first half.
They did force, and not only once, Harry, but twice. It was the second force in round number 3 that actually worked out wonderfully for them. They did damage to the economy of Vitality, they win the next force, and they, well, completely put Vitality in the dirt when it comes to the money. They've been doing that all game long, and well, let's see if NIP can lose another pistol round to keep this stat nice and fresh. Vitality with the chance to run away with, well, at least the start of this half, but past that, who knows? Mid-push for NIP. Apex is watching for it. He's got to deal with a lot of players, and he'll go back in for more. Lecro able to take him down. NIP 5-on-4, a chance.
Yeah, a play from Vitality. NIP, they've given this up. They're playing retake over towards the A-bomb site. That is a ballsy maneuver, but no smokes for Vitality to shut this site down. Instead, they've got to win these fights. And so they're going to try and take Elevator. They try and pressure Twist when they know that Rez is on this flank. They deal with the one man while they've got him. And Rez now, this is like role reversal. He's back on the T side, having to get into the A-bomb site. And oh, there's so many. Yeah, if he managed that, that would have been just nuts. But he's not able to do it, unsurprisingly. 3 crosshairs trained on him versus the 1 crosshair that he's able to output. It's just simple maths.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he should just get more crosshairs, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, I make the habit of changing mine every round,
Yeah,
so...
I've seen that. You're on pro settings.
I have 100% witnessed this
constantly.
as well.
Yeah. Well, you know, man.
And you're still trash, so...
That's some fighting talk coming from the guy we've had to carry along the way with us.
I'm pretty sure I've top fragged almost every game we've
I
played here.
disagree on that one, Hugo.
Yeah, Harry,
but here we go. Round 17. It is a pistol round for NIP. Sharks there. First kill, little bit more maybe. The MAC-10 looking to slurp up the $600 kill reward from these fleshy pinatas. Very weird when you think about Counter-Strike through that scope, but that's what it is.
Nice nade going off the map, but no, it will land. And Vitality clean round on the anti-eco. NIP, of course, not forcing in that one, though. We'll be buying up in round number 3.5. And it's a pretty decent buy, all things considered. No kits. And not a huge amount of utility, but the guns, and that's what matters most, getting those kills. Vitality still running bonus for 3 SMGs, and things could get difficult for them. At the same time, you know, lack of head armor for Rez, that's the only gaping hole here for NIP.
Team Vitality. They're going to try and give some early love to a bomb site that NIP weren't too keen on their T side. That nade, that's pretty decent, right? Damages everyone, brings a bunch of players down to the one-shot realm of these M4s. Twist, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're all burning. Thankfully, they've gotten out on that Molotov. There was a real chance that that gets a little bit dangerous there. RPK, this time quelled, this time dealt with. Not going to continue his reign of terror over towards B. 2 players towards the Tetris side of those boxes, and now Lecro.
Oh my.
Good grief.
Man, that's a shutdown.
Just straight up meat grinder right there inside of the site. There's just no way to get in there. No way to really approach that problem at hand.
What do you guys call that front left, like, bit at the top of ramp?
At the top of B stairs.
B stairs,
Tetris.
sorry. I call it Tetris as well, but I know, like, you know, we're very, it's a house divided.
We came up with our own calls on Vertigo, and I feel like some of them I hear from other people, and some of them I don't.
Yeah.
So, you know. I
call it Tetris because that piece looks like a Tetris block, you know? It makes sense. It's a call that already exists in my head.
You know, nothing like reusing.
Because some people will start telling, like,
maps.
front left of the pillar ramp, and I'm like, right?
Yeah. You need the key with calls. It's fine to repeat calls from other maps. The key with calls is like you need to be quick. You need to be snappy. A couple of syllables. Tetris.
Well, I know that some people like calling this bit over here like cold Zera, but for me that's like too many syllables to say in a like. I would just say cold if I was gonna. But I guess that's fine.
How about freezing?
One's freezer. Just why not?
Well, Vitality are looking to put some Swedish bodies in their freezer. Food's in low supply, saving some for the winter. And they might have some kills coming their way on this A site. Pistols for NIP with the exception of that saved AUG.
Yeah, Lannable Hector. Zaiwu.
That's pretty good. It's not bad.
Up here towards ramp. Has some players over at the short side to help him out. Well, Shox on the MAC-10, getting in the face of NIP, certainly getting in the face of Lecro. Not before he was able to remove one from the tally, though. However, as we kind of touched upon, whenever these anti-forces, anti-ecos come in at the A site, I feel like you very rarely see the CT side prevail.
It's just not even designed that way, really, if you think about it.
No, it's just flat out not. With things like that, you know, maybe there's a chance if Plopsky can rally off a couple more through the smoke. They're actually going to start to fade. Team Vitality don't have any smokes left, so they can't do what NIP were doing. They can't keep refreshing this smoke wall. Instead, NIP have actually used the smoke on Nork to block off the top of ramp. And this now has left him in a position where maybe there's a chance in this round where really there shouldn't have been. Someone's got to get on that bomb, though. Something's got to give soon here. And Masuta, trying to save the day, has stopped the defuse, and the kills have come in. Team Vitality are able to stop that round getting out of hand, and there's a 9th on the board.
Yeah, this is closed up very quickly, but NIP have come in with their first proper buy round now. They had, of course, those M4s in the couple of rounds ago, but utility was lacking, kits weren't existing, and no AWP either. Well, now that will no longer be a problem. Nork will pick it straight up into this round. He's got to take on Zaiwu, though. 10 and 16. Slow start to this game, but again, we've already talked about the money issues that Vitality had on that first half. It's the ones that NIP have repeated in the CT side. But now, finally, the woe is gone, and they're going to set up towards B. Vitality, contact play, silent on this site. Twist is looking for an angle. Ooh, got to be careful. He's so ready.
Good grief. Twist, quick on the draw. Zaiwu never really even had a chance right there, now did he?
Oh, something else that's really brutal is, oh my goodness,
right
it gets even worse over here at B. Apex is now going to give it a go. And he's gone the way of everyone else. Yeah, I was going to say, the thing that's really horrid is this nade usage from NIP down through ramp has been phenomenal. 2 players getting tagged for 50 damage by nades in that round. And even though, you know, it doesn't really, like, contribute to the kills that come in on those players, what this is going to do is this just means Vitality, they might have to slow it down before they try and hit this B site, try and bait those nades out. And maybe this will allow NIP to start to pressure down those stairs and try and throw in some fast flanks in the latter stages once they kind of feel like they've conditioned Vitality to slow down due to those early nades. It's only Shox left here. 1v5, it could be a flawless round for NIP. No one giving anything up to Shox.
Yeah, they just fell like bowling pins right there, trying to make their way up that B ramp. Plopsky there to find another one. He got himself a pretty nice 3K this round. It's not all in quick succession, but certainly it is impactful as NIP find themselves on an 11th round to Vitality's 9th. Take a look at that replay. You're going to see just a little bit of that action that he dealt out. Some of that firepower he put down range towards Vitality.
Yeah, 11-9 here for NIP. Ooh, what's this? Just flashes being set up on that A site to get them up and about. Nork doesn't care about these flashbangs. He will take down Zaiwu very early on. It's a huge scalp to find in this round. Zaiwu dead first in both these previous rifle rounds. He was the one getting boosted up towards B. Twist rather managed to take him down. So Vitality, they have control towards the A ramp, but that's only because NIP have given it away, falling back into a passive setup with a man advantage. Apex trying to get a nice little angle. What's he looking for, I wonder? Ooh, he's looking for help. He's looking for a boost. He's looking to go above and maybe even beyond. Yeah, can't jump on those metal bits. You have to jump on the fence lining.
Ooh, it's a CT
fancy
boost. Okay. Yeah, there's no way it doesn't work yet, but this is nice to see. Vitality trying to innovate and now look back into this CT spawn. I haven't seen that yet.
No.
And we want to say things like vulnerable over towards the B site. Certainly, that is going to have the same sort of vibe to it, the same sort of sentiment. RPK is going to find the opening frag onto Rez. Going to start to make their attack on the A site. Plopsky, though, giving himself 2. He's already rotated. He's already found himself over here at A. He's going to be a driving force in this retake. Currently, only 2 players alive for Vitality. RPK and Masuda. I like this angle by RPK, but will it pay off for him? Just passing in front of his crosshairs. That smoke is blocking his vision, stopping him from seeing Plopsky, and the time is what eventually comes down to it. RPK falls, and now just a Molotov to try to stop this defuse for the side of Nip. Masuda has played this correctly, looks for the second one, and the Molotov is just shy of where it needs to be. That could have been the difference in the round right there. But unfortunately for Vitality, it's going to be Nip that secure another one.
Yeah, Mizuta has been a good clutch player so far for Vitality in the games we've seen here in the Pro League. He picked up a couple on Dust 2 the other day. He's had some close ones here, but not quite turning around here for Vitality.
I think that's a good sign, though, for him as an individual, right? The fact that in these clutches he's still looking good. What that kind of shows, right, is when he's like the only man left alive, he's in those 1vx's. He reads the game, he knows what's going on, he's got the aim, he's got the reactions, he's got all the makings of a player who could go on to do great things. And then I think, you know, those games where we kind of see him disappear, that's maybe indicative of him still finding his place in this full 5-man roster. But we know, as an individual, thanks to these clutch stats that he kind of provides, he's got the talent and he's got the ability.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many levels to CS in the, you know, matchmaking, client, and then the different levels through client that hugely different. You know, the higher you climb, then you reach like FPL level, then you reach, you know, semi-pro and then pro, and oh god, you know, it's so hard. And Mizuta has skipped so many of those levels, or at least have fast-tracked them towards a tippity top right now. So he is in a tough position, but he's making the best of it right now, going positive as he takes his 16th kill in mid, trading onto Lekro, who has looked like a bit of a tank here for NIP as well. The AWP for Nork posted in middle. Molotov is going to make it very, very hard to see things. It looks easy for us. It's even harder in the server, but luckily no one's going to push around this corner. Vitality take mid. They back on out. Shox pushes up on A in the meantime. Not a huge amount of control here with the exception of Rez.
I think you're onto something there, Hugo. The sort of structure that a product like Rank S brings to the table is that it kind of creates a combine sort of environment, say that you'd see in traditional sports, football, baseball, American football, that is. Hell, I bet even European soccer has a, European football has a combine, don't they?
Hey, you know, if you want to play in Rank S, if you want to be the very best, Trace, a little birdie just told me that, you know, ESEA, free to play during the Pro League. If you haven't done your placements, go do them now. Go play for free on ESEA. Get yourself to Rank S. Get yourself up against the pros. Mizuta might be there. Who knows? For this one, it's a man advantage for Vitality. NIP, a man down on a retake. It's going to be a very tough situation. They're setting up smokes. Are they even committing, though? You already see Twist is run right back towards spawn. Ah, yeah, these are the smokes that NIP like to throw on the retake. They've done this before. Plopsky's got a short one, but he hasn't thrown it out just yet. There's the wall now for NIP. They use this against Astralis in the opening day of this group, and Apex is going to be waiting. Shox flash through, looks to force fight. With the advantage, he can line up 2. Great work. Nork's stuck in the site, and the Molotov has to fall on back. He's being spammed through the wall, and Apex will take him down. That's a free AWP if they can get there in time. And Vitality, 10 rounds, a free AWP. That's a perfect position to be in.
Yeah, I absolutely love those smokes, right? Because we were talking about how the kind of landscape over here towards A, the tradition, is that you can keep re-smoking the CT sides out. Well, those 2 smokes, that wall that NIP throw in, changes the landscape up entirely over at B. Suddenly, that ramp position that you can so often hold for kind of a pretty easy post-plant scenario, the thing that is your biggest strength over here at A becomes your biggest weakness, and you've got to push through those smokes and actually take the fights. Now, in that round there, Vitality win all the fights, so it doesn't really play into it. But something to keep an eye on, because when it works, it's perfect. Nork goes unchecked and is able to get away with a kill. However, this should be it for NIP in this round.
And weirdly enough, Shox did look there. He just did not look more thoroughly enough. That cost him his life. The bomb does go down here towards the A site. It's Vitality now looking to defend it. Just some pistols here for Nip. Not a whole lot of tools to work with, but one kit on Lekro. Looks like they want to give it a go.
Yeah, the kit definitely spices this up, because if you're Vitality, I don't think you're expecting NIP to have a kit in this round. Now, they have dealt with Rez. He attempted to tap that bomb. The kit's now dropped over at short side. So yeah, no exciting ninja diffuses today. Instead, it should just be Vitality doing exactly what they should have done in this round, which is keeping it nice and clean, keeping 4 players alive, only losing Shox there on the entry. Okay, they lose a man to the bomb as well. Regardless, 11-12. Close to tying this one up as we approach crunch time here in the latter stages of this second half. NIP, their chance to keep this lead up is here and now.
Yeah, do or die. We use that a lot, but you know, definitely in that position. We know Vitality also have some depth on this map. NIP recently lost, you know, the same maps when you convert to go at this series in Katowice to this team. Although it was a one-man difference, of course, with Alex behind the likes of this Vitality roster. Nice drop from Twist while the smoke is up. He can re-smoke it as well. Got to be very careful hiding inside of this. RPK is playing close attention. Walk back up for Twist. Nork is stuck. He's got no chance to get out of here alive. You would think a smoke on the Molotov. Lekro's coming to bail him out. Big team play. Lekro can't double it though. And Nork is still here. Spam through the wall. Does find some damage. Rez attempting to assist as well. And now Nork, he's lost all his teammates. His smoke's about to fade. They got another Molotov. He is going to get killed here. And there's nothing he can do about it. How many can he take down with him? Another man's coming through. And both of them get killed by Apex. Fantastic work. 3 kills from the in-game leader of Vitality.
Yeah, Nox stays alive so long there. It's incredible, really, if you think about just how much he endured. And moreover, how much of a sacrifice they had over on the side of Nip for him.
You got to wonder, like, at this point, you know, with how the round went, it probably would have gone better for NIP if they just let Nork die and played the sites instead. But NIP felt pressure to save Nork, as you would in that situation. But this is such a good angle from Apex. Only his head exposed, the body blocking the view for the last man around the corner. And Vitality, they break the money of NIP and they double up 12-12.
Yeah, not to mention, I'm like 90% sure that the head dink animation actually lowers you beneath the hitbox of the metal. So even if you get headshot, it's like real gimmicky in that position, you know? You can do a hell of a lot from it.
Oh.
Aggression down towards B ramp. We finally get to see a bit of that. And this is where that impact of throwing all these nades here early, and I think also the success that Vitality have had over towards A have meant that they've been slow to take ramp control. And so it was actually RPK trying to go through a smoke after he waited a moment that leads to his demise. That's now an AK retreat. Vitality, 3 players, look at this. The boys are back in town, in through middle. They almost get caught there by Twist back in CT. They mitigated the danger, they get into elevators. They're trying to lift this play up and over into the A bomb site. Zawu's been cut off. One arm to this flank that was meant to come in has been removed. And now, with the kills not going their way back in the site, Zawu's position now becomes the only position by Vitality held in the entire map. He is very much alone.
Cut off from his squad. This is it, 1v4. Now we know he has the potential to do it. Does have an op. 1 Molotov, 1 smoke, 2 flashes. He has the bomb as well, but this P250, is it gonna be enough for the first kill? No. And what was a nice string of rounds there from Vitality, Nip have answered back with a 13th.
Yeah, that's crucial as well. 3 in a row from the French, so NIP getting their economy back under control with a free eco round win. We haven't seen Pistols come to all too much success so far in this game, especially for the like of Vitality on CT side that were constantly on these low economy rounds. NIP invest a little bit more, their pistol armor, and they get so much as a result. Look at the money and the bank accounts of NIP, and that's because they keep so many alive in that round. Plus the fact they were saving, of course. So Vitality not out of this one just yet, but backs up against the wall right now. They've got to bounce back in this one. Otherwise, NIP could skyrocket themselves to a victory here on Vertigo.
Yeah, this could have actually all broken down in a very favorable way to NIP in terms of the money on the back of that victory there. And so that is going to be heart-wrenching for the Vitality squad. You know, if you end up losing this on the back of a Deagle round from NIP, just wrecking your money for the remainder of this second half, then that would be devastating. Obviously, it's not wrecked yet. They had some cash in the reserve. But after this bite, that's where you start scratching your head for the Vitality side. ZywOo just missing the timing there. He knows that someone was pushing down, and so he's anticipated a close player, but he's not actually able to do anything about it.
And nothing to do once that wall of smokes was up, or at least that wall of smoke.
Oh.
Shox finds Twist, puts Nip on the back foot. Just 4 players alive. Still a good chance for them in this round. Again, this is a very close-knit map. Requires a lot of close fights.
That's a perfect pop flash to keep Nork back, but it's not going to do all too much with no one capitalizing on it. Vitality going for a contact B play. Mizuto's a long way away right now. Plopsky, I've seen him do good work from this angle before, but with the smoke down at his face, NIP are going to have to deal with his contact play from Vitality. Does Apex get flashed through? That would be a big call for Vitality to make. A huge risk when they're already up a man, but not for long. Nork does take down Shox. Plopsky is blind and in a Molotov. He's got to reposition. ZywOo finding Nork on that A site. Mizuto's in mid-lurk as well. It's a bail from Vitality. They're running right back towards A. Great call. NIP losing 1 man has completely shut this round down, and Plopsky is now all that stands between Vitality and the 13th round. Nice rotation with Nork getting caught aggressively on that A bomb site. There's nothing that NIP can do. They have no one inside of A. All set up for this B play that was about to come through, but Vitality have made it work with 4 alive.
Yeah, this was a pretty neck-and-neck game currently. 13-13. Next, we'll go to Nuke. It'll be the pick of Vitality. Plopsky may end up holding on to this gun. They don't want to press it too much here. It does look like they are going to start to surround him as I say that.
Yeah, this is terrifying. Ooh. Yeah,
boy.
Nice try from Plopsky. They just kind of figured that out, you know. They've cleared everywhere else on the map. There's only so many places he can be. And so now Vitality tying us back up at 13 all. Man, Lekro hasn't lost an entry duel, winning 8 of 8. That is phenomenal.
And, well, yeah. That whole marriage thing, so.
The other thing about Lekro is, you know, that pistol round stat comes in about NIP being the worst in the Pro League thus far at securing pistol victories. That surprises me with Lekro in the squad. He is nuts.
Yeah.
Kind of like an AZ in that sense.
He's very good with a Deagle as well. You know, that's the big weapon that people expect to see in his hands. And you don't often see them come out in pistol rounds. It's not, you know, Deagle on T-side can be nice as a confidence play, getting it, you know, the advantage, taking a quick peek, but it's not the best.
Yeah, ZywOo just had the shot through the smoke that apparently Rez had absolutely no idea existed as an angle.
Ah! Somehow, Apex doesn't see Lekro close there. The flash is so good. Lekro is full white.
Apex is like a T-Rex, you know, like Lekro, I mean, also, I don't think that works. I'm pretty sure I read a thing that's not a thing. You know, dinosaurs see movement, but Lekro just stands still like a statue.
Well, they see movement, but if you stand still, Harry, that's when they don't see you.
No, but I just mean, like, yeah, they see...
Well, they see nothing now, I can tell you that much.
That's true.
Dinosaurs, they aren't still alive. I am. So who's the real winner here? Hundreds of millions of years, and hey, what to show for it? Bunch of bones in the ground. Good job.
Hey, be careful what you wish for. Godzilla's real, so there's that.
I'm scared. I'm more scared of Megalodon than Godzilla, I think.
How about the Kraken? I'm not talking ints.
Isn't that a massive squid?
It's massive, something I never want to hang around.
I love
sort
calamari.
of like the B site here. Yes, I do like calamari as well, and a little bit of flavoring on top of the B bomb site.
Ooh.
It's gonna be Twist and Mizuta dancing toe and toe. A little bit of a square dance even around those generators. Knock though, the last one left alive here with the AWP. Bomb has been planted. He has no kit. Zaiwu on 6 HP, AWP as well. Nade in hand. Knock's gonna walk in and just get absolutely blindsided by Mizuta. We're going to see 14 for Vitality. This would be good for them. A step in the series in terms of picking up the Ninjas Pajamas map pick.
Mizuta has looked confident all game long, been very keen to take some of these fights. And right now, well, it is more than showing through. 24 kills in the server, top of his team. New boy on the block has a lot to show for us, and closing out that round on the B-bomb site, Vitality, they have somehow done the impossible. They broke NIP's money. It's honestly felt like NIP have been in control of this game for so long, but the CT side has been so lackluster, and I think a lot of the reason of that is we haven't seen the rounds that NIP are so good at, which are those A retakes, which are, you know, coming back in on that top site, but Vitality have been doing a lot of B plays in this game, and NIP have been taking a bit of a beating there. This one's no exception. It's going to have to play for OT if you're NIP. Take an eco, take a breather. You don't want to fully buy up with 3k apiece. So Vitality should be getting 15 here, and then we have a potential overtime on the cards, Trace.
Yeah, we certainly do. But for the time being, Godzuda, not to be confused with Godzilla, is running the board here. 24 and 17. He has found a pace on the side of Vitality that is certainly inching them towards picking up this first map. Lekro, on the other hand, has different ideas. He takes out Shocks. Quite a shot. I'm sure we'll see it a little bit later in replay, hopefully.
What did he wallbanged them through the box, I guess. That's the only thing that can be wallbanged down there. So Shocks removed. Apex now trying to step into the driver's seat. And oh my word. Oh my word. They go by Nork, who tries to play the trigger discipline, but Zaiwu goes, Apex, I don't really believe you when you've told me this is clear. I don't really know if you checked that position. And he didn't. So we'll get rewarded for it. Plopsky waiting in this smoke, but Apex, oh, he's got an inkling, doesn't he?
Hello.
Dear. Apex's brain swelling on up. Vitality 15 to 13. It's map point for the Frenchman in spite of a 5-10 half in favor of the NIP squad.
Okay.
It's Vitality now to reach map point first on the map pick of their opponents. A map that NIP have looked fantastic on here in the Pro League.
This could be, I mean, obviously, you know, we're one map in, we're not even done, but this could be NIP's first loss of the entire season so far. Vitality, not the team I expected that could give it to them. They are doing a great job of setting the pace early, setting a precedent here. 15-13. Crucial round for the Ninjas. What can they do? This AWP is flashed out. Nork looking for a kill. You've got to be very careful in this angle. You can easily fall off the map, but he will not. He will take Apex instead. Again, this aggressive ramp peak that works wonders for NIP. Luckily, the smoke is there. It kept Team Vitality back, but that has since faded. They're going to go back in for more. Lekr actually peeking off the flash of his teammate, gets blinded, and almost gets killed by Vitality. Luckily enough, gets away with his life and continues this man advantage in a crucial round for the Swedes.
Yeah, from that first point of contact towards the A ramp, it was Knock that found the op kill. But since then, we've seen a pretty big stabilization here across the board. And Vitality have slowed it back down so much that they're going to start to work towards this mid area. They're going to have to clear out sandbags. Knock not too far in tow. Going to be immediately crossing his plane. Zaiwu almost takes down Twisters on the jump spot. Grenade comes through, lands big on Mizuta and RPK. That's not going to help the war effort.
NIP's nades are phenomenal. And it's kind of concerning that in spite of all of that, this is still coming up in favor of Vitality.
What?
Zaiwu there, besting Nork. Nork a little slow to fire the shot off. As at least keeps this in the advantage of NIP. Does get tagged on the retreat. Shocks is up through ramp, trying to clear this bomb site. It's Lekro over at short, who was hoping to have a bit of a say in whether or not that bomb goes down, but he gets nothing. 3 versus 3 to decide whether or not Vitality take NIP's map pick here and now. Plopsky has put the advantage back in favor of the Swedes. They know he's at ramp, so how do they adjust to this? They're going to group up over at short side. ZywOo and Shox trying to play this one together. Now, NIP, they know where these players are. The flash has just come in. They have cleared everywhere else on the map. They tap the bomb. That pressures ZywOo. And Plopsky delivers there in the clutch. 3 kills from him. And a defuse found that they almost missed because he went to go get the Krieg.
Krieg really ruining things around here. I just don't know if anyone's noticed that just yet. However, great shots here from ZywOo. Even this leg when he goes past towards the site, he hits Rez on the crossover. It's just tight shots like that. Speaking of tight, we do have a game. 15-14 is very tight. It's going to force Vitality to call a tactical timeout, of course brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. These numbers are going to tell you the story of the game. Lekro on a tear, Plopsky there too. In terms of impact, Mizuta certainly proving his stocks.
Yeah, no, Mizuta's had a stellar game, right? And I think over on this T side, he's found a lot of success. 0 kills and 18 deaths. Yeah, we remember that one. Nice. 24-18 right now. That's the thing, Mizuta, over on this T side, it feels like they've been throwing him into the entry role. And I think, you know, that's kind of comparable to these like CT 1BXs that he's able to get. When you're entering, you're focused on you and you're getting set up. And that's how Vitality have been using this man in this lineup right now. He's been creating a lot of space for the team. And he's also been the man closing a lot of the rounds out. That's the thing, he's just been very, very consistent at getting the openers. It's not like he's been getting traded. Ramp control taken early for Vitality. Once again, another incredible 50 damage nade goes in. I don't think I've seen NIP throw a nade and it do less than like 50 damage to an individual. It's kind of insane that they're getting this much damage off and this much versatility out from their nades.
That's Virgo. I mean, if you know the angles and you know where they are, there's a lot of close, tight choke points in this map. There's a lot of positions that you can safely spot, such as that jump that we saw last round off B.
I thought they were going to do this boost again. I see ZywOo getting up here. This is now just to check this little boost position that Rez could get up into.
They're going to molly.
I would love to see RPK or someone come up the ramp and put ZywOo up in that position so we could see this boost work, but it doesn't come in because ZywOo's just beating them to the kill anyway. Peeking out on his own. Nork now. Orp out. Tiny little gap to try and aim through. Not quite able to find anything. NIP, they're attempting to do everything they can to stop this bomb going down with a man advantage, but here's Mizuta on this wrap. He does get dealt with by Rez. An important kill found from a man who's been struggling for Nip. Keeps them in this 3-on-4 and denies Mizuta a huge play through the elevators.
Big smoke on the bomb there. ZywOo gets mollied out down to 40 and almost perishes, but he saved his life. He's backed up for the post plant, and this is where things should be impossible, even with NIP's powerful smokes. Great position for Shox. It will surely go unchecked with all this madness going on right now. Rez is going to look close. He won't look at this position, though, and Shox gets a kill for it. Ducks around the corner. Nork finds a frag, but Rez has got to stick the bomb. They're coming at him, and Vitality will take it. 16-14. ZywOo, 3 kills to close it out. He is the hero of that round, denying overtime for the Swedes. We're going 1-0 up in the series, and it's for the Frenchman here at the ESL Pro League. Join us after the break for the breakdown and the second map of the series. Never had much, now we on the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it. Dancing with my fear, fighting with desire. We gon' take it to the edge. Ain't come alive, go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place.
need you to get ready. I need you to put your hands in the air, and I need you, more importantly, to tell your friends, your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, your wives that this is the ESL Pro League. Season 11, we're into the map. NIP versus Vitality with Harry and Hugo.
Pistol round already underway, and NIP, they're going on to this CT side beginning. They get to pick the side they start on. They've made sure to lock that in. They want to get off to a good start here on Vitality's map pick, and the pistol round would be phenomenal. Fast smokes in towards main. That's going to be the fast vent drop here for Vitality. They set that up like it was almost going to be an A play for a moment, but they duck down, and into the B side they go. They find their forces divided, and the bomb is now alone at B. Masuta still putting in the numbers, but this is going to leave the pressure on RPK and Shox as they find themselves a long way from the bomb site. Masuta's got to try buy time for these players that are locked out of this round to do damage and find impact. Shox goes down. RPK on this rotation. Masuta trying to hold the line and hold it down. He shall. Buys time for RPK. And now it's only Lekro. 1v1. And RPK's been so good in these pistol rounds. That continues. Vitality get it locked in.
Yeah, 1-on-3 to open up the previous map. Now 1-on-2 to find Nuke. T-side start. That's exactly where you want to start as well. Vitality, we know how good their T-side is on this map, you know, with Alex at least, and I can imagine a lot of that will transpire here as well. You know, wondering how much Apex is going to be using his ideas out of Spawn, or if we're going to see a bit of a switch up. I guess the results will show us, or answer that question rather. We have an AK with 4 SMGs, fast ramp play for Vitality. Shox is straight out into position. There's only one man here from NIP. Popsky's actually tucked in the corner. He gets one, traded swiftly. Vitality, they're just going to commit towards lower, and the rotations are not here in time. Nork is dead. Lekro has found himself down on B, but he'll only get away with a kill. Tries to shut the door in the face of Vitality. Retake setup now for NIP, but no kit could make things hard.
We haven't seen a Virtus plow in a long time, but certainly Vitality pushing down some earth here on the side of ramp. They're going to find their way all the way down. Twist with the tag, and ultimately the grenade will not ring out, especially given the fact that he's out of the round now. RPK does take him out. So 2v2, very low though. Vitality are going to have to defend this bomb to the death, it looks like. Rez closest to it. Neither NIP players have a kit. Lekro's going to push the ramp. He has a hit. There's another one there, and the round does come to a close. It's going to be NIP that, well, pick up the second one, and you certainly hate to see that if you're Vitality.
A great round from Lekro. Dropped over the AK as well, as long as it can get found. There it is, as picks it up. I'd like to see that, honestly, in the hands of Lekro more than anyone, considering how well he has been performing today. Gets thrown over to Twist. 1-1 split. NIP find the force. We're already drawing parallels from that of the previous map, at least with how things started over there as well. Vitality don't want to give away this lead for free, though. They will fight for it tooth and nail. Guns up in the round for Vitality. 3 rifles. Krieg on Apex. He's going to go quick up on top of the silo, look for these early kills. No one here for NIP fighting too aggressively in the yard. Twist is just joining, getting into position. Nork has got that AWP early as well. He's playing it in the heaven, watching the cross actually drop down below. Vitality, they don't have the utility to cross towards B. They don't have that double smoke setup. They can throw one and try and wing it, try and cross, but kills will certainly help them out. Masuta finds the first frag of the round. Lekro through the smoke, gets a trade, but dinked up in the process, down low. Entries out ramp. Vitality, they're all over the place. They are pushing the extremities, and they are finding great map control. Down towards B, Shox sets up. Nork holding the line, and this is a dangerous fight for Shox, but it has bought time for RPK to get close. Gets away with that kill. Vitality can drop into lower now, where Lekro waits.
Yeah, they're able to grab the AK. Didn't want to go for the op, rightfully so. Rez was sitting up top heaven, looking right down on it. Baiting the AWP, basically. And still, he waits. I think RPK has a hunch that there might be somebody here. And you don't just drive your tank into the battlefield without having some sort of vision, right, Harry?
Yeah, certainly not, right? They've posted up the heavy armor. Now,
oh boy.
Sorry. That's a little bit gross.
And it got the op out of it, too. He drops the AK, goes for the op, and on that note, it's going to be Vitality trying to make it lower. That creates a big problem.
Bad.
The bomb is down in ramp room. Masuta dropping it on his way out. And with 13 seconds left in the round, Rez left alone in ramp. He's got to hold tight. And somehow Vitality managed to win that one back with just 9 seconds left on the clock. There was no chance for the plant there. And Nip, well, that one could have certainly went their way, but it just did not.
Yeah, I wonder if he realized the time, you know, early enough before it hit that 10 and it goes red at the top of your screen, because he had a chance to duck in towards hell, run away, get out of that round, and he would have won it via time. But yeah, committed. And of course, if he starts running, Vitality are definitely going to peek him. But there was more chance than, you know, not getting traded after getting a kill there. Either way, force up for Nip. You're going to see a lot of forces on the CT side of Nuke, of course. Very viable to win with these pistols. Of course, the downside of that is you have to give up Yard, which is such an important piece of real estate that, you know, Vitality are going to fight for in these rifle rounds, and they are here. Instead, NIP give the Yard up. They play secret. They watch down below to stop Vitality getting on that lower bomb site, but a pathway to that exact position has been opened up. Masuta kills Plopsky, getting aggressive on ramp. He was 0-4 in the previous map for opening kills, but right now he's 2-0, so already flipping it upside down in the second map of this series. Only Deagles left up, though, for NIP. What can they do with them?
Well, I think they'll take just about anything at this point. And that ain't one of them. And by anything, I mean anything but that. Res falls, leaves just 3 Deagles alive for Nip. Lekro being in ramp. Knocking upper. Oh, perhaps not upper.
They're faking out an A play right now. Look at the rotations that's caused, right? Players moving off of ramp, moving back towards that top side. Lekro's coming towards main from outside. And Vitality, they're actually committing. I thought it was a fake. They could drop down the vents, and that will be the game plan. Yep. Draw players onto that top side only to completely avoid them. And Twist has been dodged as Vitality duck into the B-bomb site. Free plant, 5 alive. Can they keep it clean? No. Twist will take a kill, and a gun dropped at his feet. Can he get it before they chase him down?
There's no ammo left in that. And yeah, the Deagle, not enough. RPK zooms up through those vents to take a third for Vitality. And that'll put a stop to these 4 spy wars. NIP, they might have been able to answer back in the second round, but they've fallen short in 3 and 4. So that's going to break the money here for this CT side. Also important to note, there is no chance that we're going to see an AWP in this first buy round for NIP. Unless maybe one of these pistol players goes nuts, gets 4, they still lose the round, and maybe there's a chance, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Hugo, you said it. The opening kills certainly, or at least the first kills, going the way of 20 and 10 on the side of Nip in the first map. That's what Vitality looks to replicate here on Nuke. They're getting a little headway towards lower, at least in the version of Shocks. Lekro should be joining him soon. 5 USPs, though. Good luck. Have fun.
Yeah, there's no fun here for NIP in this round unless they can find Shocks down lower. He's looking to get up on the ramp room, try and get that flank kill. Set Vitality up to take this position. It is somewhat free anyway. Players in hell. That's about it. Azuta's going to get control, and Vitality, they can go down lower. They're probably wondering how many players are down B, because they've already seen Lekro, but that's it, and that is it. There's no one else here. Players can come down those vents as NIP are stacked up on the top site right now. Lekro just trying to bait them in by opening the door. But honestly, if anyone pushes him, he's going to die. He's got a USP, remember. Vitality getting a bomb plant or faking it out the first time. Second will be the commitment. NIP setting up for the quote-unquote retake, but I guarantee there's no diffusers going on in this round. They are just looking for damage.
Yeah, it would take pretty much a miracle. Right now, Apex is going to be dealing with 3 by himself. Dispatches 2. And there he goes. He gets the third on the Twist, so 4th round for Vitality.
Yeah, guns coming through though, and as Harry said, no AWP just yet for NIP, but you know, it's early days. NIP getting maybe a taste of their own medicine here. They were absolutely bullying Vitality in the first half of Vertigo when it came down to the economy, and Vitality took so long to really get the weapons they wanted. Zywoo didn't get a chance to AWP. for a while. And NIP, well, similar case now. Fast A play. I love this call, actually, from Vitality. They know the buy is somewhat weak for NIP because of how these rounds have gone, and that there are no Molotovs down in the door. No way to stop Mizuta getting down lower. He abuses his top spawn, and he gets himself into the vents. Not even running around, not even looking for kills on B. Just his presence here alone has forced double rotation for NIP. 2 men on this lower site, and that's giving room for Vitality to work elsewhere.
Yeah, they're going to throw some outside smokes to try and get across. Now, they've only actually got 1 down here, but more players are moving up. There we go.
Oh, these are some weird... Oh, God. When Apex does that and inspects his knife, his left hand looks so weird.
Okay. I'm glad it wasn't just me thinking that. Well...
Put it away. Wash it.
Electro using a little one-way there in the top left of that smoke. Twist now on the scene.
That's
but only briefly.
RPK runs away and he makes a jump and then he 180s because he knows that noise is going to make a player peek vent. So a little detail there. Nice cheesy kill.
That's where the Devils are. Zaiwu with an AWP over to Lekro. Still 4 weapons alive for Vitality in this round.
Also, look at Shox. In a completely different side of the map. He's wrapping all the way through ramp for him just to really solidify this round for Team Vitality. Nork's kind of best heroics here probably shouldn't be enough for Nip to get this round, and that's because of this position, because of this lurk from Shox. And he is continuing with kind of what we spoke about over on Vertigo, having him play this more solo style where he is the captain of his own ship.
You calling him a lurker?
Not exactly.
No, I know. Touchy subject, Harry.
Not exactly, but it is very touchy. No, I like I said, I like to think of him as a swing player because we're going to see him lurking sometimes. We're going to see him with a team, others. But he will often be the man to break away and go on these little solo adventures. Almost like a lurker. 5th round for Team Vitality. That's the thing, though. You know, like, we're kind of, like, you know, joking about it there. But I think this is the perfect... And I went on this monologue before the game about how I think, you know, this could be the year of Apex's return to the scene in a pretty big way. Well, you got to think, for someone like him who's been around the block, you know, he's played in all these top French lineups, and he's pretty much tried his hand at the majority of levels of competition. How do you reinvigorate a player like that who... You know, I don't want to say he lost his mojo, but it's, you know, his stats certainly dropped off, right? And we weren't getting those same Apex performances of years ago. Well, one way that you can rejuvenate things is by making someone step into a new role that maybe they feel like they have to learn. And for someone like Apex, I think this is perfect. It's giving him a reason to start to invest a lot more time into this game because his responsibility within the team has increased dramatically. And I think maybe that's why even we're starting to see a resurgence from Shox, not just because perhaps he struggles with the load of having the team, you know, the weight of the team on his shoulders, but because he finds himself in this kind of solo man role where he is having to make all these decisions. And so he's also trying out something, a kind of new avenue for him.
And you just saw there up on the lower third that it was Nip and Vitality went toe-to-toe on Nuke in Katowice 2020. That is the Intel Extreme Masters. Now that one did end in a way that Vitality won. They won the first half 8-7, then went on to just pretty much run the board on the CT side, ending it out 16-10. That was with Alex. He was the highest rated player in the server that game. However, he's not here today, and they seem to be doing fine.
Yeah, one weird stat here that, I mean, it's not weird given the scoreline, but it's weird given just the history of this map, is both these teams have better T sides and CT sides in the last 3 months. Obviously, the game is a lot more T-sided, but this is specifically on Nuke. Vitality win 52% of their T rounds. Oh, sorry, 52% of the rounds of Vitality win on Nuke are T rounds, rather. As opposed to 48 on CT, and it's even higher for NIP, 59% T, which is quite shocking. And I mean, that somewhat shows right now. We know how good Vitality are in this half. They got 8 rounds back at Kato against Nip on this exact series. They're doing it right now, but that would, you know, answer questions as to why maybe Nip is struggling here, and they're going to have to get something in the CT side to set them up for that second half. But again, you know, if you don't have a lot of rounds, you're reliant on those pistols, and that is another thing that NIP don't really have in their pockets. 33% of the pistols in the Pro League go their way. That's not a lot. So Worst pistol team here in the Pro League. Despite that, still top of the group. Maybe not for long with Vitality looking to add their Sculp to, I don't know, their collection. You got a collection of Sculps, Harry?
You know,
Scalps?
Scalps?
Yeah, scalps. You gotta collect those scalps, you know.
Yeah.
And Nork wants those scalps. 1v2.
At the time.
Right, bit of a vintage French strat there, taking a page out of the G2 book.
Oof.
Easiest round of Nork's career.
Sick clutch from Nork, man. This is why we bring him into the team.
Man.
He's got this this unbelievable ability to stay alive, to deny the bomb plant, to not let Vitality do anything. What a 1v2. It's going to go down in the history books, Harry.
Really will.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one like that before.
Wow.
Nork, what a guy. Let's keep this on him for a little bit longer. He's got that AWP now. Come on, Nork. Let's have you bring another round to the Ninjas in pajamas. Outside is where Vitality look to end up, so we're not going to get to see that AWP ring out. Instead, it's fast down through Secret. Vitality trying to change the pace.
Hello.
Last round, they were too slow. This round, will they be too fast? Nork is on the angle, and he is blind as a bat. Shock shuts him down, and it's the man advantage taken for Vitality. They might have been going slow, but no longer.
Yeah, Nork, he wasn't ready for Shox to be so deep. Great play from Shox, great pace. We saw him on the Mach 10 round run down towards B in a similar fashion. And oh boy, he's not done, is he? Second kill of the round. Plopsky's dead and lower. There's going to be a third here with Twist walking into hell, not ready for RPK pushed up. Vitality, they're so quick at getting in these positions, and NIP are getting caught off by the pace. Now it's come to a slowdown. 5-on-2, make NIP sweat, make them work for their frags. Rez is going to have to do so, but RPK shot him from below, and it's Lekra on that top site. Not for long. Vitality are surrounding him.
That they are. Just Lekro. Good luck, buddy. 40 seconds left on the clock. 5 alive for Vitality. Yeah. Still a ton of utility, but you can tell that Vitality still approach this cautiously, and rightfully so. These sort of things can spiral out of control. As I say that, the first kill is onto RBK. Can Lekra find more? He's very capable of it. Well, the timing just not going to play into his favor on that one. Just as he walks into the squeaky door, it's Shox that comes up the vents. But he doesn't. Nope. Yep, they didn't know he was there. I was looking for the reaction from the teammates. Perhaps the comm was made. They wanted to, you know, kind of just isolate him there, but that's just not how it went down. Didn't even have to go that far.
Shox is always shaking, man. He's just so full of energy, so ready, and very keen. This round down on the B-bomb site, being a nuisance, just wall-banging as well, cleaning up the round, shutting it down. 6-2, and NIP with a tactical timeout, spotted by the US Air Force.
Do have 4 timeouts total. They're going to be on their third now that they're using this one. And what do you even save at this point?
Eco.
It's going to be an eco. They're probably talking about the following round, though, when they do have weapons. From my experience, that's how these things tend to work, unless you have some banging eco strats, like stack 5 lower or rush squeaky door. Now,
pretty next level, Trace.
Those tactical geniuses are only brought to you by Harry, but on the other side of it, when Harry's not in the server, he can't really do much, can he?
No, you know, I put my contract in, and I started negotiating the terms with him, but ultimately, you know, the 100,000 a month I was asking for just proved to be too high. And my buyout clause...
For yourself? You buy yourself out?
Yeah, they got to pay me just for signing me. That's already $2 million down the drain there. So
well, they got to pay me to sign him, you know. I'm a...
agentory basis,
yeah,
you know, we split that down the middle.
I've got Harry on contract. Yeah, split down the middle. He gets 60%, I get 40%. So.
Straight down the middle.
Right down the middle there, Trace.
Well, Plopsky's going to put one through the middle of Apex, right through the head there, the upper middle. Shox, in with the trade.
Upper middle, isn't that suicide?
Look, oh, that's a Dust 2 reference. Yeah. Nork. Will he pull off another spectacular clutch here?
There's a minute on the clock. Just stay alive, man. They won't plant, don't worry.
He's hoping.
Well, certainly the last time that happened to him, it burned. So they're definitely going to plant here.
Oh, hello.
Oh. Good shot initially off the Shox, but with that Krieg, it's just not even a chance. It's not even a fair fight, and Shox is going to be the one to remove Knock, giving a 7th for Vitality. And they're looking pretty hot to trot right now. Latank and Shocks. Fragging out of control, 13 frags apiece in the year 2020. God bless.
Well, let's see if NIP can bounce back. They got guns in now. Trace is what we've been waiting for. The AWP on Nork and a faster approach from Vitality is ordered. So we're holding Mini is going to be a wrap from the back. Twist, oh, he's ready for it. He gets two res following up. Twist is down low. And somehow, some way, somewhere, this is a 5-on-1. ZywOo is going to get the trade. He's got the bomb to drop down towards B. Nork is already here, though. AWP v AWP. Pistol out for ZywOo. He's wrapping back round the side. And Nork is going to hit the shot, luckily enough. It's a round for NIP somehow. But yeah, that was a mess. I mean, Twist, he looked absolutely dead with that flank coming in. ZywOo had his attention in the door, and the drop comes in from Mini, and still he gets away with 2 kills. Rez spraying down the hot push as well. The flashbangs not doing a whole lot here for Vitality, despite being set up on the roof. And that's going to be a 3rd round for NIP. Slow and steady wins a race. Just got to put a few together on the CT side. They can't afford to let Vitality run away with this.
Yeah, this T side is in danger of getting out of control, and NIP's chance to keep control of that is kind of running out. The window for that growing smaller and smaller by the moment. Plopsky playing with fire here on the other side of that smoke. Shots ringing in, but he's not been dealt with. Will just fall back and take up a position in the ramp room. Apex going to find himself up on top of T roof now. Breaks the glass. Maybe going to try and throw the flashbangs and set the rest of his teammates up here. Instead, actually going to take up a position on top silo. That's going to at least help Shocks out towards outside. Gets the information that at least no one peeked over towards top silo. So allows him to make a couple of educated guesses as to how NIP are approaching this.
So the squeaky door got smoked, and then the response there from Vitality was to execute with their Molotovs towards upper without fully committing. They don't just run into the site. And I'm thinking the idea there is to hold NIP into as many places as they possibly can while they still formulate what this attack might look like. Looks like they're going to try it now. Getting a little bit closer is Mizuta. However, the Molotov on top of Hut could have given them a little bit more of a chance, but they didn't. It's going to be Plopsky towards the ramp that is cleaning the French off the floor. That was not what they had anticipated. Shock's the only one left alive in a 1 versus 5. And where are you going to go? With 10 seconds left on the clock, this one's pretty much done. Now, interestingly enough, we're talking about Plopsky. Now, Plopsky, via HLTV.org, is the highest rated player statistically in the Pro League thus far.
Damn.
Now, you look at some of the results where that's happened, and the one that comes to mind here is NIP versus Spirit, where he goes 47-26 across 2 maps. Those maps ended up being 16-14 on Mirage for NIP and 16-5 on Vertigo. He top fragged in both of those, so that certainly helps the numbers cause.
Bit of a legend here for NIP. This team is really building something, and I think, you know, longevity being the key. If they can keep this roster, if they can keep a core for a while, I really think this team could do a whole lot in this year. It's been a great debut in the Pro League, great start to the season, but you've got to keep it up. You've got to be consistent, and that is the hardest part in Counter-Strike, as many people will know. Main smoke coming down. It's a fake, though. RBK is not coming into top site. He's just wrapping around the yard. Letcro has been drawn back to the ramp room as they push in through. Plopsky doubles up, and Letcro can trade as well. RBK, he's a little late to the party. He was hoping for a refrag, but didn't want to break the windows. Not about the vandalism. Sometimes, Trace, tanks, they're going to take down, you know, buildings, and RBK should have considered breaking that window and coming in on the flank. Twist is going to finish off the round. NIP, 5. They are starting to put it together. 3 in a row on the CT side. Vitality's strong early start has come to a bit of a slowdown. Can they pick it back up?
They'll have money here to buy up. ZywOo won't be able to have an AWP unless it is dropped for him, which I don't see happening. It looks like they're going to go to the locker room and think about it. Vitality calling a tactical timeout. And yes, that's right. It's brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Here comes a stat line in for you. Let's see what it says. Team Vitality have only played Nuke once with their current roster, defeating Godsent 16-8 in the group stages. We've got Harry Russell down on the sidelines with a report. Harry, what do you got?
Yeah, that's another team with a Swedish coach. They didn't fare so well, so it's not looking great for that little prediction that I made there, but maybe it will for NIP. They've kind of righted their wrongs here on this CT side, finally chaining together a couple of rounds and assembling the building blocks here of a recovery in this first half. Vitality, 7 rounds T side, already good, but they would not want this to turn around considering they were 7-2 up at one point in time and go 8-7 down. Feel like at the very, very least, they're looking for that coveted 8th round to at least win out the half. And they think the fast A play might give them the answers. The nades from NIP have been so damn good, though, in this series. That's something to take into account. Rez is even better. Gets 3 from up on top of the rafters. And a 6th round for NIP comes in very, very quickly. With that one going their way, Vitality have no money left. And that situation they were trying to avoid there with the upper rush, that full buy they had is now a distant memory. They have to just partially invest heading into round 14.
Blink and you will miss it. That happened so fast. And for the purchasing that they did in that round, surely that's not what they had in mind.
Well, no purchasing in this round, Trace. It's down to the Deegs, and NIP in a great position to likely get, 8 rounds in this half. A guaranteed, or almost guaranteed 7 with this eco coming up. Nork has spotted one behind the red. He's going to miss a shot with a jiggle. Second time around, not successful. The Twist is lining them up with the Krieg, and this gun makes it look so easy because it really is. Point and click. And Twist is doing all of that and more. Grenade again, landing. Not going to get the kill, though. There is a man down secret. I wonder if NIP spotted that just yet. Shox waits in the wings, and they are going to consider it in this 1-on-5. They've seen him, and they've got his number as well. 7-7 for NIP. Last round of the half here. Vitality slowed down, giving up 5 rounds in a row, looking to get their 8th here to put the cherry on top.
Speaking of cherries, looking at you, Harry.
He is sweet. He is red.
Wow, yeah, there's actually a lot of resemblance there that I never actually considered up until this Momo. Lecro.
Knock on well. Last round of the half, Apex finds Lecro. Man deficit by 2 there for Ninjas. Nox gonna even it up a little bit still. Not quite down the middle. But this half certainly is up to this point, 7-7. Again, Vitality netting themselves all these rounds on T side. One more certainly wouldn't hurt, but they're already sitting pretty good.
It's the perfect setup for Vitality in this round as well. Throwing the outside smokes at the minute mark. Look at NIP on the map. Look at where they are. They have nothing. They're in top site. They're in ramp. Only now, Popsky rotating outside to try and stop this, but Vitality are late to the smokes. They're going to dodge the spray. They're going to go after the Molotov, and they are just going to contact down towards B, and NIP have no idea. You can see no one has dropped down lower yet either. NIP don't have that confirmation. They don't know whether those smokes are just a facade, and now they're going to have to gamble because they're seeing nothing on this top site. Nork is making a route down towards B. He's going to be joined by Popsky, but again, Vitality are taking their sweet time. Can't take too long, though, 25 seconds.
Yeah, they actually have to pick up the pace in a pretty big way here. Team Vitality, time could be the problem again. That bomb is over in decon, and it's going to try and get out into the open. 10 seconds.
TikTok.
You got to go. You got to go now. And they do manage to get into the bomb site. They managed to get that bomb planted. Plopsky not able to deny that there from the cubby. Rez has come in with the kill onto RPK. Mollied out into the open was Plopsky, but he still gets one before he is dealt with. Zaiwu knows he's out in the open and is able to
the defuse 9-7. Also, the GG.bet odds get a 200% deposit. Now, that is, of course, by GG.bet. You can see that Vitality are favored, but more importantly, I want to tell you to gamble responsibly if you are going to do it.
Same with everything, really. You know, whatever you're going to do it responsibly, Trace.
Yeah, they say something about moderation. I'm still working on that one myself, but...
Hey, I can't have Counter-Strike in moderation. I need to have all the Counter-Strike. Maybe too much Counter-Strike, but it's still, unfortunately, not enough Counter-Strike.
And there's not enough memes in the hashtag EPL meme review. This is the ideal time for you to have the game open on a second monitor and preparing your memes for what could be shown in the last segment of the day, perhaps even the first one tomorrow. Who knows? But that's hashtag EPL meme, M-E-M-E review. Not going to spell that one.
If you have to spell meme, I think you're already missing the demographic. They already don't know what they're doing. So
I'll be honest. I have a confession.
Yeah.
When I first saw the word,
Mimi.
I said Mimi. I certainly did.
Boomer.
Well, not quite technically, but close enough. Here we go.
Reminds me of an old saying I once had. There is no I in team, but there are two me's in meme. And Plopsky here towards outside. He's gonna get memed on. Knock all alone. And now he's back with the rest of his squad in the grave. Team Vitality 10-7. As they're able to land that conversion. That was up against the force buy from NIP. They put everything into that round, so it's just got to be a couple of pistols here, and that's pretty much the extent of it for the Swedes.
Knock sitting 5-11. Not a tremendous showing through the first half, but I guess there's still a chance for you to come alive. Looks like a little bit of a set piece here. Meanwhile, trying to squeak into the vents is going to be Lecro. That's just not going to work out for him. Apex is there to answer the call.
Ooh, the smoke's outside. Now, there's nothing behind this round for NIP. It's just pistols, but they wait out that molly. They can try and get a B plant. Of course, Masuta is already there. He's having a rough game. He had a great start to the map, but 5-10 also, similar to Nork. So maybe it's time to shine, get some anti-eco frags, make some money, make those stats look good. You want a nice HLTV profile, of course. Who doesn't? Popsky running, leading the charge, and dear, the charge, well, it gets decimated, Trace.
Yes,
Trace
stat padding is there, and Knock really got caught inside of the vents. Maybe with a breath of fresh air, he'll be able to return and make it all come together. However, as it stands, Vitality are slowly running away with it. We're going to see 4 Kriegs for the side of NIP, 1 AK, plenty of utility, and certainly some more of a structured round.
Yeah, you'd certainly hope so. Masuta is going to keep the MP9 running a bit of a bonus here in this round. That's going to leave Vitality with plenty of cash. That means even if they forego a round here, that AWP still comes in for this CT side. ZywOo does not find himself with that weapon in hand just yet.
Oh, this is a cool setup.
A lot of smokes towards outside from NIP, 4 to be exact. Actually, no, one of those is Vitality's, but regardless, they do go ahead and throw in these smokes that we've seen a team like Big use a hell of a lot, right? You go ahead and you corner off this slightly larger avenue, gives you the potential to try and get into Garage here. The problem is, ZywOo, a bit of a mechanic, maniac, sorry, I've read that wrong. He's shut this down. He finds them both.
A mechanic, you say?
I thought that's why he was in the garage. He is good at fixing things, such as this round for Team Vitality. He sorted them right out, 5-3 up. And he's trying to do stuff that's maybe even more gut-wrenching over towards the garage outside.
Serious meme potential if you combine the mechanic with the tank in the garage. Now, don't want to give you any hints as to what you should do with your memes. But I know Harry's been on a tear making memes lately.
I just, my whole life is a meme. So you kind of need to, have that production, that way of doing things, you know. Yeah. You got to embrace it.
Well, embracing this round with 20 seconds left on the clock was a pretty far-fetched thing. 5v3, Twist, Plopsky, Revsko. Excuse me, Twist, Plopsky, and Lecro. Swing Twist had the drop. Certainly ZywOo with the answer, though.
Yeah, driving himself into pole position in the site, gets a kill. RPK, that's a massive one. Plopsky is alone now in the site. He will get this frag. RPK is low, swinging the doors right shut and back open. Shox gets baited, and that's a great clutch from Plopsky, showing up here for NIP and finding their 8th round. That was a necessity on this T side if they wanted to keep the game going. Without it, it was probably Vitality running over and closing the game. ZywOo was formerly a mechanic before being picked up by Team Vitality and held a 0.99 gearbox fixing rating. I mean,
Gearbox fixing rating.
I'm not sure what that is.
Is in this, would 1 be 100%, so he was really good at it, or is it still like open-ended, it can go higher, and so he was just not a very good mechanic?
He hasn't fixed even one gearbox.
Yeah.
He's almost fixed a lot of gearboxes. Yeah. But almost, Harry, as we say in the industry, doesn't quite cut it.
No.
Harry, can you almost cast this round for me?
Well, I think I might be able to.
Great work, great work.
Yeah.
Love
See,
that.
I almost casted it. Almost. Apex with Big Chug. A duo I never thought I would see, but he holds it in his hands. Come on. You can hear the Chug getting ready. It's excited. It's excited that it might get a kill. The Chug's talking to him. They're nearby Apex. Come on. Ooh,
oh, no.
Here they are. Oh, there it is. Chucks them down. Double up. And that's the shotgun showing why it's so good in these close ranges. Goodbye to NIP. A 12th round for Team Vitality, 4 between them and Nip. And they're going to bring the Swedish economy to its knees on the back of picking this round up. Apex is rolling in money. And that's all because he had faith.
It's because they didn't hold anything back, Harry. And now the Ninjas of Pajamas will retreat to the chalkboards, the whiteboards, whatever they're going to be. Venn diagrams, whatever kind of diagram it would take to get them back into this game the right way. With 8 rounds, and well, after that round, not a whole lot of cash to show for it. Chances are slowly slipping away.
Silence in the auditorium.
This filled the room. We had a little bit of ambient music brought in, just to kind of relieve the tension, relieve the pressure in the room.
It's like when we had dinner today together, and I put that nice little, I don't know, I can't...
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Well, yeah, okay, no, I did put that one on as well. Yes, that's great dinner music.
Yeah, there was quite the playlist. It was pretty strange. First of all, never thought I'd see myself eating vegetarian chili, so...
Did you enjoy it, Trace?
It's pretty good.
There we go. That's all we got to say on that one.
A home-cooked meal by Harry Russell. Not only cooking up the memes in the kitchen, but Chef Curry's got nothing on this man on the stove with the pots and the pans. Hey, Ratatouille himself.
You think that's good? You should see what he cooks in an RV. That's some good stuff. Bomb dropped. ZywOo's defending the ramp. That's a characteristically missed shot, but Mizuta is there to save the day. Twist, great kill. And he's got a wrap coming in from lower as well. Mizuta should be on his last legs, and he gets them swept out from underneath him. Trade is there, though, and Twist is being pressured. Oh, it's close, but no cigar, and he gets smoked. 13 rounds for Vitality. 3 alive, rather. Apex low HP at the end of things. But don't worry. Money wasn't there for NIP.
Good shot on his ZywOo. Ultimately for nothing, but AWP back in his hands with some Kriegs on the side of the CTs, and you know what? I don't know that there's much else that spells more of a disaster than the CTs with Kriegs on this map.
Yeah. Playing now that in the garage as well, just tap, 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 tap. You don't even need the AWP there. You can let ZywOo roam.
No, exactly right. It really does increase how versatile you can be on a map like Nuke, right? Especially when outside is such a pivotal position, and it frees up a player like ZywOo, as you were saying, Hugo, right? Suddenly he's not restricted to having to be the outside man, and that's allowed him to go for something like this, right? Down through Secret. He's taken this round a lot slower, switched it up.
It's a ZywOo round, Harry.
There's no one over on Silo for ZywOo. When this fire disappears from it, a devil might rise. ZywOo on the other side actually decides to bow out of Secret.
He got flashed by his teammate.
Ugh. NIP, they've seized this opportunity to take some outside control. secure themselves a bit of a foothold, and Nork is able to find the opener. Shocks over in Garage, bites the dust to open this round up.
Oh, Zywoo missed the timing, but he could be in for a second shot. Twist is yet to cross past main. I like how someone is in secret. I think it's Popsky just holding for re-aggression, not letting anyone come up from lower for the vitality. RPK getting a frag. Mizuta up in the heaven, getting wrapped from the rafters. Nork's there with the kill. That's low HP, but his second frag of the round. And 30 seconds, NIP circling this A site like sharks in the water. They smell blood, and they're in for a bite. Double heaven climb.
Yeah, they're going to have to pincer the site. RPK finds one. Zywoo with the crossfire towards heaven, and Apex is there too. The whole crew has come online. It's going to be Vitality picking up a 14th. Not a good feeling for the Ninjas fans across the world, but I'm sure you're going to be just fine.
Just seeing that there was a CSGO update.
Oh, Krieg nerf?
Krieg removed.
Oh! No, what's actually happened?
That actually hasn't happened.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
I even went over here to check.
I
hate you so much.
No, I trolled everyone. No, it's the Half-Life Alyx content getting added to the game, obviously, ahead of that game's launch, I think tomorrow. Well, I'm not here to hype up Half-Life. I want to talk about Counter-Strike. Oh, the fast door rush. NIP nearing the Half-Life of Nuke. Apex cutting lives in half up on top of the hut. Nork looking for the Deagle, and he will get rid. Oh, nearly get rid of Shock. Shock's actually doubling down, and Team Vitality, it's match and series point here, 15-8. They're trying to get this one swept under the rug nice and quickly. NIP, they've got to get the Dysons out and clean this mess up.
Henry Hoovers will do it as well.
And speaking of vacuums, here's the U.S. Air Force with a tactical timeout. If you're NIP right now, you need to search real deep, rip up the carpet, and say, you know what? This is not okay. We are on map, we are on match, series point with Vitality pushing us around, doing whatever they want.
Yeah, and that's a team that's undefeated thus far in the Pro League over on the NIP side of things. Maybe you've had to be handed their first big L from the Vitality boys. Exclusively on the T side in this series, Lekro holds a massive 2.33 rating, 135 ADR, and a 21-7 KD on the T side. Where is it, Lekro? Now would be the time to inflate those stats even further.
One round leads to another, which leads to another, but as it stands, Vitality are just walking away with it.
Wow.
Speaking of Lekro, he did exactly what you asked. He heard you, Harry. In this half alone, though, NIP have only picked up one round to the 7s thus far of Vitality. So,
yeah. And that was a one-on-one clutch on the B-bomb site as well. So, not exactly rolling in rounds or rolling in dough. NIP have had the money sucked out from their very fingers. Although, at least having this buy, and again, when you have a buy, you're up against map and match point, you know, you're buying till the game's over. And the game might be over with pushes like this. Masuta, covered by Zywoo, gets traded. Zywoo missing a shot. Rez is so low, the Molotov will cut him off, and he's going back for more. That will get punished, luckily so, but RPK will go in for another, leaving just the low HP Rez, and they're just here to close it. Team Vitality try to force fights, will come to regret that fight, but Rez given an option to go down lower, a chance in the one-on-one versus Apex.
a real shot here, Harry. We're looking at a situation where Rez is super low. He's going to throw the smoke in the lower, really to try to draw Apex's attention down there, make him uneasy. He's going to back out, walk towards that of hell.
Apex is being pretty huge brain, though. If we could swap to him just for a second, he's not falling for it at all. In fact, he was looking at heaven from the moment that smoke went down. Rez ain't going to heaven, though. Rez is in this for the long game. Apex. Now with the bomb not going down on B, Apex is like, yeah, he's doing something there. He's doing something gross. Ooh. And there's Rez doing exactly that. The dirty done to Apex. A 9th round for NIP as Rez is able to close out that 1v2. Now Vitality, admittedly, kind of gave him that one. Yeah. You know, that 1v1 was fantastic from Rez at the end to win that on 11 points of health, but RPK very much fed the beast. Now, I can't really argue with RPK. He's 25 and 11. He's looking fantastic in this series. But that one there's a bit of a question mark. And as Launders said yesterday when he called on in, you know, you got to play like you've got 10 rounds left to win, even when you've got 1 round left to win. You cannot start to get ahead of yourself here if you're Vitality. NIP now towards ramp. Masuta opening this round up with a man advantage. Plopsky eliminated, ramp control taken for NIP, but what are they gonna look to do with it?
Yeah, good patience by Masuta to just back up and play lower, and I love this setup. Shox, he's going to bait Masuta, but it's all worth it, because if Masuta, even if he goes down without a kill or damage, they're not going to check this position again. So Shox is going to be able to do a lot of work here. That's assuming he's not fighting with him, and he keeps swapping positions. So undecided as for the time being, holding his left side instead, playing in tandem, the teamwork, the crossfire, and NIP are going to walk their way down lower. Here's where the setup really comes into its own.
Look at Shox is here with Masuta. Masuta will be that first point of contact. Shox is going to hold fast just in case they come out of decon.
This is great. It's also a bait and switch, right? If you kill Masuta here, you are not expecting Shox, literally giving him a back rub in the corner. Masuta, any damage he can get is so valuable, and one is enough.
Yep.
Shox now.
GG.
There we go. This is it. This is the bait and switch that should solidify this. He delays it for as long as he can, and Twist now alone. This should be the mop-up, and there it is. Team Vitality. They'll take this one in a 2-0 fashion. They get it done quickly, and NIP, they might have come into this undefeated. They get given their first loss there from the French squad with a commanding victory here on Nuke. Things are looking up for Vitality, and for NIP, it's murky waters. We'll be back with the analyst desk. That's also all three of us after a quick break.